Okay, today we're going to make some goulash soup. It's like the German equivalent of chili, I would guess. This is just some any inexpensive meat, chuck or whatever, beef, and we cut it in tiny little dices. Other ingredients are carrots, celery, onions, and some garlic. I'm going to peel it and prepare it and show what's going on. So now we cut the carrots and the celery and the garlic real fine and the onions for our goulash soup. Onions, garlic, celery and carrots. Okay, now it's all chopped up, ready to go in the stew later. And here we go and put the meat, what was spiced with just a little paprika and lemon juice, right into the very hot oil and let it wait for a while, let it sit for a while in that oil so it gets nice and brown before we stir it. So when the meat is nice and brown, I'm going to start adding some garlic just for a minute or so. Now the garlic had 1 minute to saute a little bit. Now next I'm going to put the onions in and let them brown a little bit. So next thing is the onions and the beef are brown enough, and I'm going to put the carrots and celery, I add those to it. Now we let that roast for a little while. Maybe 5-6 minutes. Now I'm going to add a little can of tomato paste right in here, but this is a two-handed job, so I'm going to do that and show you more later. So we keep on browning now the tomato paste. This will take a little while too. So this stuff is all nice and brown enough for my satisfaction. Now I'm going to put a couple scoops of regular flour in here. Rather less than more, it always can be thickened more later, but the flour or the whole soup will taste better later if the flour was nice and brown and not just stirred in with water. So this stuff is nice and brown now. Now we're going to take maybe 1.5 quarts or so of water, cold water, and pour it in. If you use a cold water, then it's less likely that you're going to get lumps. So now you have time to stir it nicely until it comes to a boil again, and the flour will thicken it up without having big lumps. At this point I would take a nice sized can of tomatoes, diced tomatoes, peeled and diced tomatoes, and put it in there, but since I had some from my garden frozen, I'm going to use those up. Makes the garden work for you. Thank you, Jamie. And we'll stir that in and still wait for that good boil so it doesn't get lumpy. Okay, the soup is starting to come to a boil now. I like to add some diced red peppers, what I froze from our garden. Now would be a time too to maybe, if you like it, add some fresh sliced mushrooms in there and let them boil with it for a while. Since one person of our family doesn't like mushrooms, we'll leave them out. Now we're going to put like 3 potatoes in raw. Peel them, slice them, strip them, dice them, and then we add them. I chopped all those potatoes. And now we let those boil a little bit with our soup. Now it's slowly boiling for about I'd say half an hour, just so the potato dices are done, but not too overcooked and soft and yicky. As a final note, I like to put some diced pickles in there. Gives a nice sour flavor, and then a couple coffee spoons of sugar. And a nice way to serve it is you put it in a cup, and then you take a little dollop of sour cream and put it right in the center on top, and that's the easy, quick way to make goulash soup. Now those are just lined up for the family to have a little taste. Later on we're going to have a big bowl full. I got to see if they approve.